Welcome back to Katie Cooks. Today I'll be showing you how to make this beef and pepper stir fry, which is absolutely delicious and super simple to make. But first of all, don't forget to like, share and subscribe and hit that bell button to get alerts for when I've got new recipes coming up. But for now, let's get back to the beef and pepper stir fry. So grab yourself about 300 grams of steak that's good for stir frying, such as flank or sirloin, depending on what your budget is, but you want something that's good for quick cooking. Now I'm just showing you here the direction of the marbling on my steak. It runs from left to right. Now when you're cooking a steak, whether it's cooked or raw like this, never cut the steak in the same direction as the marbling. This will make your steak tougher and not so pleasant to eat. So always cut across the grain. So let's continue chopping this up into thin strips ready for our stir fry. Next we're going to move on to a little cornflour coating that's going to help tenderise our steak even more. So we want 2.5 tablespoons of cornflour, a good pinch of salt and an even better pinch of pepper. We want to get some real flavour into this steak. Give it a mix around. Next up you're going to pop in your sliced beef and then give it all a good stir until every little bit of beef is nice and covered, and then set that aside for a few minutes to help tenderise the beef. While the beef is tenderising, we're going to make our really easy sauce. So you want 3 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 2.5 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of honey, 1 tablespoon of rice wine vinegar, 1 tablespoon of ginger puree, 2 garlic cloves crushed, plenty of crushed black pepper and about a teaspoon of sesame oil. Give it all a whisk up until it's all well combined. Set your sauce to one side and we'll use the rest of the time to prep our veggies. This dish is ready in a flash once you start getting cooking, so it's really important to have everything ready to throw into the stir fry. I like to use a red and a green pepper just because it adds a little bit of an extra colour into the dish. Cut it nice and chunky, and then we're going to do the same with an onion. So I basically like to quarter it so you get nice chunky pieces, and then you end up your veggies like this. You've got your chopping board out. Finally slice a couple of spring onions, not for the stir fry but to garnish the finished dish. Now for the cooking. Add a couple of tablespoons of vegetable oil into a hot wok. Once it's warmed up, add your beef. Now cook the beef just for a couple of minutes. You don't want to overcook it. Cook it to your liking. I like mine still a little bit pink, but you might want to cook yours just for a little bit longer than that. But just be careful not to overdo it. Remove from the pan when you're happy with it, and then add in your chopped veggies. Once your veggies are slightly softened, but still with that signature crunch of Chinese dishes, then add your beef back in. Give it all a little stir, and then add your sauce. Now the sauce seems quite runny at the moment, but it will take no time at all to thicken up, so keep it moving around. The cornflour that we coat the beef in will thicken it up really lovely. And then you're looking for this consistency, and now all that's left to do is dish up. Grab yourself a big plate and then just pour your delicious beef and pepper stir fry onto it. Depending on your appetite, that's either 2 large meals or 4 smaller meals. All that's left to do is we're going to garnish it with our spring onions and some sesame seeds if you've got them to hand. And lastly, just going to grab a fork and dig in. And there you have my beef and pepper stir fry. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe and hit the bell if you want notifications of when I'm putting up new and tasty recipes.